I got rejected by a recruiter because I asked about the percentage of variable component in the CTC they were offering. Hi, my name is Shohili. I've been a corporate employee for 8 years, and 2 months ago I also started my content creation journey. And today I want to talk about an incident which happened in 2024 during my job search. So let's first understand why I was looking for a job in 2024. Well, I was working for a software development company based in Mumbai. I was working remotely from Kolkata, and this was a small company, but there was a massive layoff in May 2024 which led to the termination of almost half of the employees in the company. I was also one of them. And immediately after I got the notice, I did not waste any time. I started applying for another job. If you're someone who has been through the phase of job hunt, you would know how frustrating and tiring it is. I mean, initially I was applying only to remote opportunities because that was my first preference. But soon I got desperate and I started applying aggressively. And trust me when I say this, that even after getting a good number of interview calls, email responses, and HR interactions, nothing really fruitful was coming out of it. I mean, I did not have a job offer even after applying for 3-4 months. And the main reason for this is that the companies, the CTC that these companies were offering would not really match with the package that I was drawing back then. Forget about any hike. And the second reason is the harsh reality of being in marketing. I mean, if you're in marketing, you would have to be a jack of all trades. You have to, like, I majorly was from a social media background, but soon I realized that it was not enough. I mean, I had to know how to design those social media posts. I had to know how to write content for a website. I had to be able to run ads on social media, on Google. So basically the companies would want to hire one person and expect him to do the job of 5 people. And then I think in September or October, I applied to this job on LinkedIn. And immediately after applying, not immediately, but I think after 2-3 hours of applying, the recruiter reached out to me on LinkedIn saying that they liked my profile and they would like to interview me. To which I replied, okay, I'm available the very next day. Please let me know the timing. And after that, there was no response. So I pinged her again, asking her about the interview, to which she replies with a question. So what is this question? She asked me, can you give me some examples of the impact that you have created through viral content as a social media manager? And I was thinking, shouldn't a question as crucial as this be asked during a face-to-face interview? I mean, if you really have to understand a person's impact, the kind of impact that a person's work has created, isn't it so much better to understand it from a verbal communication than a written text? I mean, I was really surprised, but nevertheless, I tried to answer this question as thoroughly as possible. And then I asked her again about the interview, to which she asked me about my resume. I mean, she asked for my resume. So I sent her the resume again, which I had already sent during the application process. And now if I think of it, like, this casual behavior of HRs is so normalized. I mean, an HR can ask for a candidate's resume as many times as he or she wishes, can reschedule the interview, come late for the interview, doesn't really bother us anymore. But you being the candidate, you always have to be serious. There is no second thought about it. After sharing the resume, I asked her again about the interview, and this time she asked me to work on an assignment. Now, this is not some half an hour, 1 hour or 2 hour tests that companies ask you to participate in. This was a full-fledged social media strategy that I had to give her, with mood boards, with references, with sample copies and whatnot. It took me about 2 to 3 days to complete it. And once I submitted the assignment, then the actual interview happened. The interview went on for about 30 minutes, I think. And the funny part is, barring like 5-6 minutes, the entire conversation was about money. I mean, she did not even really ask much about the assignment. She had a few queries which I clarified, and she told me that she liked my assignment and that it was better than most candidates' assignments. But apart from that, no conversation on my skills, my talent, my work experience, nothing. At the very beginning of the interview, she asked me what CTC I was expecting. And by this point, I had already realized that my salary was the biggest hindrance in me getting a job. So I was not expecting or asking for any hike. And without even much thinking, I quoted my last drawn CTC and told her that this is what I was expecting. And she was shell shocked. I mean, she told me, how can you expect this number? Nobody is going to give you this much money, and that's why you have been unemployed for so many months. And she also went on to say things like, companies were hiring aggressively during COVID. That's why so many people got good opportunities, which is a fair point. But her next statement was, even average candidates got very good hike. And at this point, I was completely demotivated. She also emphasized her point by saying that there was a videographer whom she did not hire, even though he had quoted a number which was much lesser than his previous salary, but it was still high for her. So after that, she just ended the conversation by saying that, even if we give you this money, it will not be a fixed CTC. There will be some variable component, and if you're okay with it, let us know. We will conduct the next round of interviews. Otherwise, we'll just call it a day. So I think I took half a day or a full day to contemplate things, and then I finally decided to go ahead with the next round of interviews, because I thought that, maybe I'll have less money, but I'll still have a job. And as humans, we always tend to go for something than nothing. So I replied to her on mail saying that, asking her about the timings of the next round of interviews. And I also asked her about the percentage of variable component in the CTC that she was talking about. Now, this is where it gets interesting. This is the point where she assumes that I'm more focused on money than work, hence I'm not a right fit for the role, so she decided not to hire me. I will try to attach a screenshot of the email somewhere here. And me being me, I know that she is not going to hire me anymore, so I see an opportunity here to tell her what's exactly wrong with her recruitment process. I drafted this email, the one attached here, and even though I wanted to say a few more things, but I did not. But overall, what I meant is, in most cases, recruiters upfront ask about the candidate's last and expected CTC at the very first interaction with the candidate. They do not expect the candidate to waste their time on a stupid assignment and then bring this up. Secondly, how is me asking a basic question like the percentage of the variable component of CTC making me more money-minded and less focused on work? And even if for a second, I consider I'm money-minded, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with me being money-minded? Why the hell am I working my ass off? मुझे कोई मोक्ष तो नहीं मिलने वाला. Everyone is working for money. The whole world is working for money. If there was no money, there would have been no jobs. As simple as that. You have also started your company to earn money. What's the harm in being money-minded? And this recruiter that I'm talking about, she's also the founder of the company, and she has filled her LinkedIn bio with big titles like TEDx speaker, ex-recruiter of Uber, Amazon, Falana company. And till date, I think that she's either too lazy or ignorant or doesn't really have the basic idea how to hire a candidate in a proper, human and a less time-taking manner. And lastly, I would just request everyone watching the video, if anybody says that you are money-minded and less focused on work, proudly say that yes, I'm money-minded and I work only for money.